And welcome back to Game Mavericks, the Sonic 1 Let's Play, ladies and gentlemen.
The Game Maverick-ish Let's Play of all time.
I have no idea what that means, but okay.
So, anyways, I forgot if we were talking about anything in the last episode, but who cares? This is a new episode.
That was the old order.
This
is the new order.
Let's talk about a few quirky things about this game, like the fact that...
First of all, I did want to finish my one thought.
Here we go.
Oh, no, fuck that. Okay. Let's go into the background of this game.
Let's talk about some more fun things, like the fact that this game was released at a time when the Sega Mega Drive and/or Genesis was not... You know, I'm just going to call it the Genesis because we, as the Game Mavericks, we reside in North America. Where it is called the Genesis, so we're just going to call it the Genesis.
Yeah.
But keep in mind that we are aware that it is called the Mega Drive and everywhere else.
But we're America, so...
We are America. That's exactly what you said.
America.
So basically, the Genesis was not doing so well because its pack-in game was Altered Beast. You know, it was a good game, but, you know, it didn't exactly showcase the capabilities of the Genesis at the time because it was just an arcade port, pretty short, and, you know, it was no Super Mario World.
Yeah. Well,
so after a little while, you know... They had this, I don't remember the original creators, unfortunately, but they had this idea. It's like, you know, we have this system that's incredibly fast. Fast.
All right, I managed to do that.
So,
usually I'm able to...
That's kind of fun.
Having some trouble there?
It's fast! No, he's having trouble here. So the system was,
it's
ridiculously fast.
Its strength was that it had a faster processor, or that...
Like twice
blast processing.
Keep in mind, this was before the Super Nintendo was even released.
Yeah. So, like its only competition was the 8-bit Nintendo.
Which, even then, you know, it certainly was had some traffic going towards it, but it wasn't beating out the NES by any means. Like it wasn't successfully obliterating it. So eventually, they came up with this idea. You know, hey, how about we can have a character, a mascot, a better mascot than this Alex Kidd, which is kind of our mascot, and better than this pack-in game. So, you know, let's come up with some ideas. They came up with Mr. Needlemouse, which was kind of a hedgehog sketched on a napkin. They're like, this can be our mascot. He can run fast because, in all honesty, in real life, hedgehogs are known for their speed. The little tiny little hedgehogs can run 6 miles an hour.
Eggman was even considered as a hero for the game, but they liked his design so much they kept him as a villain.
Because he's a fat guy.
No,
so, you know, they were originally experimenting, I failed to mention this to you before, but they originally...
Oh, I think They originally
How
many chances left do I have for the special stages? Should I even bother?
I don't think you should even bother, because... You know, you can only do it once. On our test playthrough, you actually managed to get all 6 of them, but now you cannot get them.
Yeah.
Which
because that's...
Anyways.
Well, back to what you were saying.
You just talked about that for how long? So, where was I?
You were talking about something about design.
Oh, yeah. They wanted to... What's up? They wanted to experiment with the speed. But they also wanted him to be able to grab onto characters. So they originally thought about maybe a bunny.
Kind of like Rice Star?
I believe Rice Star was
That's exactly what I was getting into, but you guys had to ruin
You're taking your time.
The land's roll, Mikey. You broke it. You broke my story. You broke it. You broke it. So
notice that he's going to be the only person calling this either Alonzo or Mikey.
Because I'm usually the only one that always calls you Alonzo. Oh.
Or Michael.
Mikey sometimes.
Even I said it now.
So I'm not the only one. So therefore you disproved yourself.
No.
Contradicted yourself. So, you know, there's going to be an idea about maybe a bunny grabbing enemies with his ears, but they realized, you know, how the heck are we going to be able to do that and mix with speed? You might as well jump in there.
Yeah, what the hell?
Give us some extra playing minutes. you still technically
artificially extend this Let's Play.
Yeah. I think you actually have enough chances if you get every single one at this point.
I don't feel like doing math, because math is for nerds.
Nerd! So, they thought, you know, we'll save that idea for a different time. So they just decided, you know, if he just jumps and hits the enemies, makes contact with the enemies when he's in a spin dash.
Which is one thing that I can praise Sonic for over Mario.
That will kill the enemies.
Like
instead of having to grab them or jump on them a certain way.
Yeah, like you can jump at enemies from any angle, which I always thought was cool about 2D Sonic.
Anyways, let's get focused. So, you know, there were a few things that they had changed before the release of the game. Sonic was originally supposed to have, after Mr. Needlemouse, he was originally going to have a human girlfriend named Madonna. He was going to be in a band. All this crazy stuff.
So wait a minute, they could figure out back in the 90s that maybe giving an anthropomorphic blue hedgehog a human girlfriend was a bad idea. But in 2006, it just sounded like the most appealing plot point ever.
That game is non-canon. Even though it probably
technically didn't happen. But, oh lord.
That's another story. We're not.
That is a playthrough for another time.
So, you know, in the intro, you all know the Sega in the intro, right? Everybody knows that. It's
iconic.
It's the one thing that everybody remembers about Sega. Is in their Sonic games on the Genesis, they would say Sega, and that's the most notable thing about them nowadays, it seems. But that actually wasn't originally supposed to be there. They were going to have an options menu, which is actually secret in this game, which you can actually access. Yeah. He was going to be playing with his band. He was going to be playing the music and stuff. So they thought, after they decided that was a retarded idea, they're like, what are we going to do with all this extra space on the cartridge? They're like, hey, let's all get together and scream Sega really loud. And they did that, and that takes up about 1/8 of the entire cartridge. That 2 seconds of them screaming their logo takes up 1/8 of the Sonic the Hedgehog game. Just crazy.
The more you know.
God damn it, I was gonna say that.
Well, who cares?
I care.
Yeah, I care. I care too. Wait, you got to be careful. And don't say swears.
Oh, is your mommy gonna kiss your boo-boo better?
Maybe.
What?
So, what are some other things I was going to say? Why are we playing this game first? Why are we playing this as our first Let's Play?
Oh,
Perhaps we all fit into different categories that Michael has.
That was part of
described.
it. Like, the big reason why, let's be honest here, I was the one... I felt that this would be the best place to start for a number of different reasons, but the biggest one was... first of all, Mr. Titanic Ethan here is a huge Sega Genesis fan, so I figured he'd be all up for
Sega
showing off
Genesis
the
happens to be my favorite system of all time.
Yeah.
It's better than the Super Nintendo.
Well, that's a matter of debate, but...
In my opinion, it is. Oh, come on, you
shit.
Jumped right into that one. Literally.
It's like a thing. Oh, fuck.
Careful. Don't say swears.
You're knock it. Like, seriously, knock it off. That joke got old, like, 3 years ago.
No.
Don't. So,
It was just something that we all felt familiar with. I figured, like, it's our first LP. It's not going to be a masterpiece. So we might as well do something that's overdone, that probably won't be looked at as much.
what are you talking about? There are like 6 people watching this. Viewer number 7, we thank you. You better give this a like, by the way.
Well, at any rate, welcome to what I consider to be one of the worst Sonic levels in the entire series' history, Labyrinth Zone. Where do I begin, folks? Well, first of all...
The music is awesome. I love this stage theme.
Yeah, like, I totally disagree. I hate this track. I love every other song in this game. Like, overall, Sonic the Hedgehog is a great soundtrack. Like, every other track I like. Not this one. And it's really mostly because of that dun 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 instrument in, like, the background. Like, that is the...
No taste, this guy.
I know, it's as if it's a Sega Genesis game and he can't stand it.
Oh, no, that has nothing to do with it at all. I just hate that instrument.
I love it.
Otherwise, the track would be fine.
Like,
but...
I said that I like Sega Genesis. I love the music too, and I honestly think it's the best system for music. People always say the Super Nintendo sounds better.
Which it does.
99, in your opinion.
I'm pretty sure the
99
PlayStation sounds
times
better.
out of 100, I will choose a Sega Genesis song because I love that gritty, raspy instrument that is so common in many Sega Genesis games.
And
Like,
folks, bear in mind, I don't hate Sega Genesis music at all. Like, Ethan here's really opened me up to what the system can deliver and, what its strengths are.
Just watch our Streets of Rage review where we do that.
I mean, like,
self-promoting.
when Sega Genesis music is good, it's good. But at the same time, like, when it's really gritty and raspy and hard to listen to, like, I don't care for it, and I'm sorry. For the most part, I think...
love it no matter what, unless we're talking about Wayne's World on the Sega Genesis version. I think
why?
I think that's the only Sega Genesis game I don't like to listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, besides pirate games.
Hell.
Who cares? But, anyways, all three of us kind of fit into a little category that Michael has created called the Classicists, the Dreamcastians, and the Modernists.
Do we have enough time for that conversation?
We will not...
Well, I'm not going to go into nearly as much detail on that as I did in the practice run of this game, but to, like, give a basic summary, like, there are 3 different kinds of Sonic fans, really.
3.
For the most part. No one can see you.
I know, I just realized that after I did that. I was holding up 3.
Alonzo here was obsessed with being a silly fool and holding up the number in front of the mic.
But then the mic
a good like 80% of the fan base are classicists. Those are the Sonic fans that find the original 3 Sonic games, Sonic 1, 2, 3, Knuckles, and even CD to some extent, to be the best installments.
CD, a lot of people see as the best game in the whole series.
Yeah, that thing is awesome.
It's a good game.
It's amazing.
I don't know if I'd call it the best of
a lot of people do though. That's
Metal
what I'm
Sonic.
about.
It has its own over.
Right. Well, now we have to do a playthrough of it now, but at any rate, like, they consider those to be the best. Those are the classicists, and the biggest reason I believe why they find it to be the best is not necessarily because. Well, first of all, I do consider these games to be good on their own merits. Like, regardless, they have aged well, they still are fun to play, they have lots of variety in them. They're good games. But I think the reason why, like, so many people hate the new games, and why so many people love these games, is not because they're necessarily better, but because they grew up with them. Like,
so the whole nostalgia debate, not because the games are good, and
which they are,
and technically more polished than some of the new games.
Well, we'll be getting into that later.
Looking at you, Lost Worlds.
No, Lost Worlds. It's kind of strange, but...
But then we have, like, a second category of Sonic fan called the Dreamcastians. And those people believe that the first couple Dreamcast titles and the first multi-platform Sonic title, Sonic Heroes, are the best games in the series. And these people tend to be from my generation, our generation rather, because
we are all in our late teens.
Yeah, well, we're all adults.
I'm a goddamn adult, man.
Adult refers nonsense. To 18 to 64. So
well, what happens when you turn 65?
You're a senior citizen.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us are those right now.
And those aren't technically adults, apparently?
No, they're old.
They're categorized different.
They're in a different tax bracket.
That's a different debate.
Basically, people from our generation, we grew up with, like, the GameCube, the PS2, and the Xbox. And, they believe, because, for similar reasons why I believe classicists prefer the original, 5 or so games. Well, that's if 3 Knuckles are 2 separate titles, which they technically are, but not. They're meant to be played together.
Anyways, join us on the next episode of Game Mavericks, where we continue to play Sonic the Hedgehog
and continue
to talk about our theory, which we'll continue to get into. So, anyways, thank you for watching. Join us next time.
I'm PC, and he's a Mac.